Hi everyone, it's Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm a reseller. I've been reselling for 17 years and I absolutely love it. I sell mainly on eBay and Poshmark, a little bit on Mercari also. To tell you a little bit about my history, I sold full-time for 16 years. It was such a blessing in my life to be able to stay home with my kids and make a really good income. And now at this point, I've stepped back a little bit from reselling, and now I'm creating YouTube videos to help others who would like to do the same thing. I absolutely love teaching what I have learned and continue to learn with all of you. So if you are interested in this type of content and would like to join me again, I would love that. Just hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell if you would like to be notified when I release new videos. In today's video, we are going to continue a series. The first part was I sourced the items, and I split that into 2 videos. Then I created another video where I show how I research the items, price, and create drafts. Then I had another video where I show how I prep and clean the items. Then the next one was my photography process. And now today we're going to go through and I'm going to show how I complete my listings, and I will also show you cross listing using List Perfectly. We will be completing drafts from the drafting video. You might want to, if you haven't watched the portion where we create the drafts, you might want to go back and watch that video and then come back here. And to wrap it up, the very last video will be going over shipping information. This one will have some shipping, but I will have a little bit more on shipping and inventorying very last video. Let's get started now, and I will show you my process for listing and cross-listing. We are going to start by completing the listing for the Gingham water filter. We started the draft on eBay and took the photographs. Then I go to eBay under my selling tab and I click on drafts. I locate the draft for the Gingham water filter. When I find it, I click on it, and then all I have to do is click on photos. I go into my photo roll, find the photos that I took for this listing. I always try to start out using the first photograph as the main picture of the product with a white background, and I wait a moment for those photos to upload. Next, I will just go through and I'll quickly review everything that I put in when I drafted it, and everything looks good, and all I have to do then is submit the listing. So when I list this way, the actual listing part is really not much at all. Then after it's published, after I hit the list this item, I go through and I quickly click on the listing just to make sure that it looks really good. And this item already sold in less than 24 hours. That sell-through rate is key. So in the next video in this series, I will show you how I shipped it and a little bit more information on how I ship and inventory. I decided not to take the time to cross-list this item because I was very confident that it would sell right away on eBay due to the great sell-through rate. So I won't show you cross-listing on this one, but I will on the next one. We will now move to Poshmark, and we are going to complete the listing for the Nike KD tennis shoes that we started the draft the other day, then we cleaned them, and then we photographed them, and now we are ready to complete the draft. So I will go to my main Poshmark page, and at the bottom I click on sell. That will open up a page where I can click on drafts. At the top you can see I have 43 drafts ready to go. Next, it will show me my drafts. I click on the one for the KD tennis shoes, and it will open that listing up. I will select the photographs that I took in the last video of this series where I photographed, and I will make sure I have every angle showing. I will make sure that I have the size and style tag showing, and once I've selected all of those, I will wait for them to load. Next, I just go through and I look at my photos. I make sure they are in an order that I like. And if you see the first photo, that was just a quick snapshot that I took when creating the draft, because Poshmark will not allow a draft to be saved without a photo. So I'm going to replace that with a different photo that looks good. And I like to try to give as many photographs as I can for the potential buyer so that they will have a great idea of what they are purchasing. Then once I do that, I look at my title, just quickly review it, quickly review my description. Everything else should be good because I went through and did that already. Then I list the item. It was that simple because I did all of the work really in the drafting process. Then I quickly go through, click on the listing and look at it, make sure that everything looks good. And that is really all there is when I get to the listing process, when I do so much in the beginning of the draft. Next, I will move to my laptop and I will share my screen so you can see as I'm cross-listing using List Perfectly. I thought I would show you the pricing for List Perfectly before we get started so you will have an idea of how much it costs if you decide to use this service. I just have this simple plan for $29 a month because I'm not doing a lot of listing right now, and I think the $29 plan is great for me for the level that I'm at right now. Now, prior to being on YouTube, when I was listing a lot more, I had the Pro plan for $69 a month, and that one is awesome because it copies so much more information, but I'm just not listing enough now to justify that price. So you can pick the different tiers and it shows you exactly what you get with each of those. If you want to try it, you get a 3-day trial period money back guarantee. I also wanted to let you know that I am not sponsored by List Perfectly. They are not paying me anything to create this video. I am just sharing this because it is a useful tool that I use in part of my listing process. However, I did apply for a coupon code. So if you use code Debbie, you will get 30% off your first month and I will get a little kickback also. So if you decide you want to try it out and use my code, I would appreciate it so much. So thank you in advance if you do use my code. And now we will get back to the listing process and I will show you exactly how I use List Perfectly. Now I have moved to my laptop so that I can cross-list these Nike KDs to the different platforms. If you see across the top, I have windows open for every platform that I'm going to be working with. I have Poshmark open, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Mercari. Then I open another window, and if you look in the top right-hand corner, there is an extension. I click on that, and now it opens List Perfectly. I make sure that I am logged in. When I open Poshmark, if I see those circles that are kind of a blue-green color with the arrows inside, that means that I have List Perfectly loaded. If you look over to the left-hand side, that is just my closet sharing tool, and it just pops up automatically. So just ignore that right now. So now if I want to cross-list those shoes, I will click on that little circle. It will pull up all the options for me to cross-list to. Today, I'm going to cross-list to Mercari, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace. I then select copy and it will begin processing. It opens up a new tab for each of those platforms that I'm cross-listing to. So there will be a new tab for Mercari, a new tab for eBay, and a new tab for Facebook Marketplace. Then I will go into each of them and just finalize the listings. So first I'm opening up Mercari, and it just takes a few seconds to load the information. I look at what it has. Everything should look good. I make any adjustments that I think I need to. I'll put in some hashtags, maybe Nike, KD, Kevin Durant, anything that I can think of. Then I will next go down to the category. This is kids, so I select kids. Then the subcategory, it would be boys shoes. Then it will be boys sizes 4+. Then I put the brand Nike. Next, I'm going to go to the condition and I'm going to go ahead and select fair because these did have more flaws than I realized, and I would rather select fair and have the person really happy than select good and then be disappointed. Then color, I think the primary color would be blue, so I'll select that. Size is size 7. Then I go down to the shipping, and I am going to have the buyer pay the shipping. Then I click on the different options, and this one weighed just barely under 2 pounds with the box. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 pounds. It is not oversized, so I am not going to bother putting in the dimensions. If you think it's over 12 by 12 by 12, measure it and put the dimensions in. Then if you see priority, USPS is $12. FedEx Smart Post is only $7.99. It's a lot more convenient for me to select the USPS because they pick it up from my home. But since FedEx is $4.01 less, I'm going to go ahead and select that because that is a significant of enough difference. Then I'm going to price it at $35 at my starting point, and I will go down a little bit from that. That leaves a little bit of room for negotiation. I'm going to put a floor of $32, and then that is it. Oh, there's one thing. I have to put the model in, so I will see if it puts KD8 in. No. So I will try, maybe it will select Northern Lights, or it just might not even have this model. I find that a lot with Nike, unless it's a really popular one. So I'm just going to put other, and then I scroll down to the very bottom and I list it, and that is all that it takes. It's so simple to cross list. Then I'm going to quickly review my listing, make sure that it looks good, make sure that I do have the photo in there with the size and style information. Since Poshmark has 16 photos and some of the other platforms have less, I make sure that I have the important ones in there. And it's a good idea before I start cross-listing to make sure my photos on Poshmark are arranged so that it shows the most important 12 photos first. Now I open up the tab for eBay. The title looks great. It does not copy my SKU because I just have the simple subscription. So I'm just going to hop over to my Poshmark listing and open that up. Then once it's open, I will click on Edit Listing. I will scroll down to the bottom and I will quickly copy and paste the SKU information. And if you notice, it has been a little bit of time since I originally listed this. My husband ended up taking a lot of vacation days and we ended up visiting a lot of family. So I have a little bit of delay, so I will change the date on eBay. That way I know what day I listed this on eBay. So I will have an accurate count of how many days it took to sell if it sells on eBay. So I complete my custom SKU number, and if you remember, nobody sees that is looking at the listing. That is just for my information. The UPC code, that is great to put in there. It helps it be more searchable. So it's handy that I have the photo opened with the UPC code. I just put that in. It is searching the UPC code. Sometimes it rejects it and then I put does not apply, but it accepted that one. Condition pre-owned, and then on description, I'll often just put pre-owned. This time I went ahead and put pre-owned, please see photos. Then I go down to the bottom. Sometimes it copies the brand correctly, but every once in a while you have to change it. So I change that to Nike, shoe size 7, and I will just go through and I will continue to complete as many of the item specifics as I can. You don't want to guess on things, but any information that you have, put it in there because that just gives you more opportunities for your item to be found in case someone is searching by that item specific. I continue to refer to the photograph with the tag because there is so much information on that tag, and I want to make sure that I fill out as many item specifics as I can and make sure that they are accurate. And if you'll notice, sometimes it will have some things that are incorrect, or it will have things checked that are not accurate. So you just want to go through and look at every area, make sure it's all correct, fill out anything that you can. I filled out every season because I think you can wear sneakers every season. I try to put in the European size, the UK size. That way if someone's searching by that, then you can provide that. It did not copy my item description. Sometimes that happens. It's rare, but it happened this time. So if so, I just go back to my Poshmark listing, I copy it, and then I go back and paste it into my eBay listing. I went ahead and added one more line. I thought I should put something about wear just to make sure that it was clear. So I put, these shoes are very nice, but do show some wear. Please see photos. And that way I just draw attention to that so that I am covered on condition. So I copy that, then I click on my tab for eBay, paste it in there. I decide on a price for eBay. I have my store so that everything automatically is discounted 25%. So I'm going to put it in for $45.99. I'm going to accept offers all the way down to $24.99. It's less than I thought, but the condition is a little worse than I thought. I do offer free returns for 30 days because that gives me more protection as a seller, and I think it also helps in search results. Then I change it from flat shipping to calculated shipping. I am going to do 2 different USPS services, and I like to do calculated because the shipping price can really vary depending on where the buyer is. I do a handling time of 1 day. I do sell internationally, and I have a whole video on that and how easy it is to ship internationally and how it gives you just so many more people that you have the ability to sell to. I like to give them several choices, so I click on Global Shipping Program. I also add eBay International Standard Delivery and just regular first class international. I did not need to put in the dimensions because a pair of shoes is not oversized, but I went ahead, weight 1 pound, 14 ounces, and then I do promote my listings because I think it does help in them being seen, and I kind of play around with that. If the sell-through rate is excellent, I usually just do 1%. If the sell-through rate is horrible, sometimes I promote it up to 10%. This one, I am just going to start out at 2%. I'll see how it does, and if I don't get a lot of views, then I will eventually raise that promoted percentage. Then I click list item, and that completes my eBay listing. It is submitting the listing, and then once it does go through, I will of course go into the listing and quickly review it, make sure that everything looks right. And so there it says success, your item, you've listed your item for sale. So now I'm going into it and everything looks great. It's still showing $45.99. It takes a little bit for it to reduce the price to the 25% off sell price. And I've noticed, I think that really does make a difference because just the psychology, I read several articles on that. People tend to buy more if they see that it is marked down further. So I went ahead and went with that, and I just have a continuous sell on my items. Then I scroll down, look in my item specifics, they look good. Look at my description box, it looks good. And so I have finished my eBay listing. So last we are going to go list on Facebook Marketplace, and I am pretty new here, but it was so easy. It is not much work at all. It loaded the pictures on the price. I am going to go ahead and price this pretty low because I have not gotten a lot of activity on Facebook Marketplace, and it's only 5% fees. So I'm going to price it at $30. And then I select the category. It is boys shoes. Condition, I'm going to put used fair. Then the description looks just fine. And then brand, I put in Nike. Shoe type, I'm going to put athletic shoes. Color, I will put in multicolor. And then you can choose to have it shown to everybody or hide it from your friends. I hide mine from my friends because I don't want them to be annoyed when I list a lot of things. Next, you can choose if you want local pickup and shipping or shipping only. I only want shipping. Then the weight is 1 to 2 pounds. And I can select UPS ground or USPS. Since it's not much of a difference, I'm going to pick USPS so that I can have a carrier pickup and I don't have to drive to UPS. So I will make that selection, and then I just finalize my listing. It shows you your total estimated payment. I really like that, but I will probably accept a little bit lower than that, so it should probably be lower than that. And then I submit my listing, and that is it. Facebook Marketplace is really simple to list on, and even more simple to cross-list to. I think it is a good idea to always take a moment to go into your listing after you publish it and review it, because it's much easier to take the 30 seconds or a minute to review the listing and see if perhaps you have any errors than to later deal with an issue of a problem because something in your listing was incorrect. So I try to make it a practice to always go through and just quickly review it. And so now I have the Nike KD tennis shoes listed and cross-listed on all 4 platforms, and I will be excited when it sells to see which platform it sells on. This time we are going to start on eBay rather than Poshmark, and we will complete the draft that we started in the drafting video for the Pottery Barn Kids Very Hungry Caterpillar quilt. So I will just go to eBay and find my drafts, locate the correct draft for this listing. When I click on it, I will then select the blue circle with the cross in the middle to open up my camera roll. I will then select the photos that I would like to add to this listing. And again, I try to start, if I can, with a photograph with a white background, unless it just doesn't look good. Every once in a while, I don't, but I try to have a white background for the first one. I try to show all the details of the caterpillar, the tags, and anything else that I think might be important for the buyer to see. My photographs have loaded now, and so I quickly review the information that I put in the drafting process. I look to see if there's anything else I need to fill in. I have to change the date on my custom SKU because there was a bit of time in between the draft and the date that I actually listed it. And then I continue to scroll down and look at each thing. I did not put in the shipping information, so now I'm entering that in. It weighs just under 2 pounds with packaging, so I'm going to go ahead and put 2 pounds. It is under the dimensional weight. It's not oversized, so I didn't even have to put that in. I am offering USPS priority shipping on this item for domestic service. I also will ship internationally. I almost always select international and will provide several options again for international shipping. I will also promote my item so that it has a better chance of being seen. And then I simply submit my listing, and that is it. And then I will go through and I will, of course, review my listing quickly, make sure that everything looks good. If everything looks good, I would then move to my laptop and use the exact same process that I just showed you using List Perfectly to cross-list it to the other platforms. So that is basically my listing and cross-listing process. It's pretty simple when you get to this point. Okay, so that is everything that I have for you today. If you are still here, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any additional comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I am more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. And if you have not subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it so much. Thank you, and everybody have a great day. Bye.